So I heard you guys like Tieflings, so today's list of mods for Baldur's Gate 3 begins with Astralities Tiefling Compendium. This mod adds a total of 9, yes, you heard that right, 9 Tiefling subraces to BG3. And just to make this mod just a tad more alluring in terms of immersion, 6 of the subraces hail from renowned Archdevils and the Forgotten Realms, that being Baldur, Dispater, Fierna, Glacia, Levistus, and Mammon. Then we have the variant Tieflings that doesn't have any particular lineage, and the last two, that of the Nightborn Tieflings and the Feyre, are both homebrew subraces, but they still fit in with the Forgotten Realms lore. Now what's really cool with this mod is that all the subraces come with their own racial abilities, as well as different versions of a new Tiefling Claw ability, which lets you swipe at enemies in melee range, and it actually does a good deal of damage. The Baldur Tiefling, for example, has access to Corrupting Claws, which does 2 additional necrotic damage on hit. Choosing the Baldur Tiefling also gives you access to the Bone Chill cantrip, then Ray of Sickness at level 3, and Crown of Madness at level 5. If you want to check out the racials for the other subraces, then take a look over at the mod page. And just so you know, I always add the showcased mods in the description, so you don't manually have to go look them up, just so you know. Now, while we're on the topic of adding some more D&D 5e ingredients into your game, you should definitely check out Feats Expanded. Feats Expanded adds a total of 12 new feats to your game. These feats all come from the official rulebooks, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, so you can add this mod without having to worry about it messing with the 5e experience. I haven't tried out all the feats just yet, but Metamagic Adept and Eldritch Adept just feels like such great feats for both sorcerers and warlocks respectively, and the Piercer feat feels like a great option for dagger builds such as thieves or assassins. Now if you're about to start a new playthrough for the umpteenth time, I highly recommend that you check out additional enemies, more encounters and fights. And well, the mod does what it says. It adds a bunch of new encounters to the game in order to provide some more replay value and to give some extra challenge. And I honestly wasn't prepared to fight multiple Mind Flayers just after the Nautiloid crash, which was actually a pleasant surprise.
Best be on my way.
Some of the fights might be cakewalks and some will prove a little more difficult, but overall I just love having some more enemies to defeat on my journey to Baldur's Gate. Besides, it's nice to have this mod installed if you want some extra XP but without installing an XP mod. The additional encounters are only in Act 1 for now, but the mod author has stated that he intends to add extra encounters for Act 2 and 3 in the future, so stay tuned for that. Oh hey, by the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, then I'd appreciate it if you dooted the like button right there. Thanks! Okay, so you might have noticed by now that I'm running around with a big flesh golem at my side. And this here is Buddy.
Hi!
Now Buddy isn't supposed to be here, at least not this early on in the game, because you see, Buddy can only be summoned if you have the legendary Myrkul Scythe. And Myrkul Scythe can only be obtained from this here fella in Act 3. But for the purpose of this video, I decided to get around that so I could show off this magnificent weapon for you guys. And yes, you may have already guessed it, but Myrkul Scythe is a mod. Now the Scythe essentially unlocks the full power of all you necromancers out there, and aside from just being an all-around powerful weapon to use in melee range, Buddy the Flesh Golem can sacrifice some of his health to grant you greater necromancy, which lets you cast the strongest necro abilities in the game. Oh, and let's not forget about the passive buff you get by equipping the Scythe, which adds your proficiency bonus as necrotic damage whenever you cast a spell or cantrip. So yeah, it's a little powerful. But again, to organically obtain this weapon, you need to make it to Act 3. But there is a version of the mod that lets you bypass that if you want to roleplay as that one overpowered necromancer that Myrkul somehow forgot about. While we're still on the subject of skulls and bones, I can highly recommend getting the Skeleton Key, which is a mod that provides you with an action that unlocks basically any lock in the game. To be completely honest, after playing Baldur's Gate 3 so much, I gotta say that rolling for a chance to open a locked door or chest got really old, really fast. And this mod simply allows you to skip the additional headache of having to save scum just because you couldn't open a damn chest. Another mod that's excellent at getting rid of headaches is Permanent Speak to Animals, which simply removes the necessity of having to recast Speak to Animals after each long rest. So now Speak to Animals becomes a permanent buff that only disappears if you switch to a class that does not have the spell or if you remove the spell source.
Oh, whoops. Whoopsie.
Have you ever thought to yourself, oh hey look, my companions are stuck again and I've ran to the opposite side of the map already. That's just neat. I guess I'll just have to manually guide them back to me. As much as I love Larian for adding patch after patch, the fact that your companions have a tendency to revert to caveman intellect as soon as you encounter a small gap you have to jump over is probably the biggest headache of this game. So you know what? F it, activate the teleport party spell. No matter where you're located in the game, this nifty little spell allows you to just teleport everyone to you. You can of course use this for all of your companions as well, so it's not just for Tav to use. Alright, so if you're one of the many people that were hoping for some snazzier outfits in Baldur's Gate 3 but felt kinda let down that a lot of the caster outfits just kinda look the same, well then I got two mods for you right here. More mage gear and basket full of equipment both provides you with tons of new clothes and outfits to quite frankly create the Tav of your dreams. More mage gear is specifically made for magic users, and these armors are all variations of vanilla equipment. There's even a version of Gortash's outfit that just fits perfectly for one Gale of Waterdeep. Now that's one cool looking container for a weapon of mass destruction, I gotta tell ya. Of course you can dye these armors in any color you want, but don't forget about the basket. Basket full of equipment is an older mod, but it's still excellent and contains over 1,000 items ranging from armors, boots, gloves, dyes, and more. None of these items are terribly overpowered as well, so it's essentially just a giant wardrobe. Now, as a perfect combination with more mage gear and the basket, I highly suggest you get the Transmog Enhanced mod, as this will provide you with two items, one that has the ability to transmog the appearance of any item, mod items included, and if you want to restore an item to its original form, you can use the Reset Appearance item like so. It's a super simple mod, one that I'll be using until Larian decides to add an actual transmog system to the game. And to finish this video off, I know some of you have been wondering about that hairstyle my Tav is using, and so go get yourself the ultimate hairstyle for any adventurer out there. That being the Lara Croft hairstyle mod. And as a side note, yes, this ponytail has all the hair physics you've come to expect of the vanilla hairstyles. And I applaud the mod creator for the effort put into making this really excellent hairstyle mod. Alright, that's it for today. Remember to subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a great day. I should go.